My name is Andres Villa, and this will be the introduction video for the VIP project for the Spring 2016 semester at Florida International University. My team members are Tiago Moore, Vedrano Vega, Stephen Rowe, George Perez, Miguel Conde, and Rodolfo Viant. Masoud Sajadi was our product owner as well as the instructor for this course. Currently, there is no system in place that allows faculty members to quickly advertise any projects they are currently working on or will be working on in the future. This has two problems. It makes it hard for the faculty to get enough members in order to begin the work, and it makes it harder for students to find projects that are in need of help. This is where VIP comes in. VIP allows faculty to propose and share projects while also allowing students to directly apply to the projects. Faculty can then review the students' abilities and decide whether or not they will be a good fit for the project. This is the team's work schedule for the semester. We spent time early on working on improving the usability of Mobile Judge. Mobile Judge is one of the components that sits under VIP. When we switched over to VIP, we continued working quickly and everything continued to go smoothly. These are some of the core features that we worked on and implemented for VIP. I will go more in depth into these as it gets to the use cases. This is a use case diagram for the main stories we worked on in VIP. As you can see, we have three main actors. The PI/co-PI will be the ones that accept faculty members into the system, along with accepting projects that the faculty propose. Faculty will be able to propose projects and edit the details of the project. They'll also be able to review and accept students that apply to the projects. Students will instantly be allowed into the system by use of their FIU accounts. They will be able to view all currently active projects and apply to them. They will be able to input information into the application, such as their current major, so that the faculty members can then review it and see if they are fit for the project. I'll now cover the user stories that were previously mentioned in more detail. The project proposal user story is what the faculty members will interact with when proposing their own projects. They will be presented a form with a title, image, description, number of students required to start this project, and which disciplines the project is intended for. The register user story is used for faculty members. Faculty members will be approved into the system by the PI and co-PI. Since not all faculty members have email accounts through Gmail, they will have to register an account within the VIP system. The to-do list is how faculty will be able to see any status changes for a project they have proposed. The PI and co-PI will be able to see any projects that have been proposed by faculty members and any faculty members that have registered for the website. The Teams page will serve to show any projects that have been accepted and are currently active, meaning that they are being worked on this current term. This is also where students will be able to browse the projects and view them in more detail if they'd like to register for them. The login page will have two separate logins. When a student is attempting to log in, the student will use a Gmail login. This will allow him to skip the registration process as long as he uses his own FIU email account. If it is a faculty member, they will have the option to enter a username and password to log in, or if they haven't registered yet, they can choose to do so now. Once a student has found the project, they want to be able to apply to it. The student has two methods of doing this. They will have an application page where their information will automatically be filled out into a form and can modify it if they wish. Then they will have a drop-down menu where all the project's titles will be. They can select the one that they want and apply to it. Alternatively, they can use the Teams page that we discussed previously to see all the projects that are available. If they see one that they like, they can click the details page and just hit apply from there. These are the sequence diagrams for the user stories that I just discussed. I'll go over them more briefly. This is a sequence diagram for the project proposals for faculty members. This is a sequence diagram for registering as a user. This is intended only for faculty members. However, since they have not registered at this point yet, they will still start the sequence off as a guest. The to-do list will be used by faculty and PI whenever there is any work that is currently pending. The VIP Teams page can be viewed by anyone, including guests, and it will load all projects that are currently active this term. The student's login page. This will be using Google's OAuth page. So this will allow us to hand over any encryption and security over to them, and we will never even have to deal with any passwords that's given to us by the user. This is how students will apply for existing projects. Now I'm going to discuss some of the system design. We use a three-tier architecture in client-server because it allows for separation of storage and application from the client, which allows for more security and allows us to divide the work more evenly among the developers, since we can work across layers. For our system deployment, it can be accessed by any browser, including a browser through your mobile device. It currently connects through HTTP, and then once the request is made, it will begin rendering the application for the user. For our persistent data, we use MongoDB, and we stored users, projects, terms, and to-do data into it. For security and privacy, we use OAuth for students, as this allows, as mentioned before, to use Google's API, and this way we do not have to deal with any of the security for them. Google's already handling it all, and we can use HTTPS to receive the token that Google returns to us. For faculty members, we hash and salt the passwords. We also ensure that input from the user is sanitized in order to prevent unwanted database accesses. These are all the classes that we use in our VIP project. We are using Angular for this, and this means that anytime a page is loaded, it is injected into the current page. As you can see, everything leads to the main app, which is the main page that the user interacts with. This is a state machine for the faculty member's login. Initially, the faculty member will access the system as a guest. They will then register for the VIP page, and they will be put into a pending state. At this point, the PI and co-PI will be able to choose whether or not they would like to accept or reject the faculty member. The status of faculty member's account will reflect this decision. The user will then receive an email notifying the user of the status of their account, if it's been rejected or accepted. The algorithm for the account is as follows. It will check if the user has registered for the system yet. If they have, it will perform a series of checks. It will first ensure if the email has been verified. Then, it will ensure if the password meets all of the criteria imposed by the admin, such as having one capital letter, a number, and a symbol. If so, it will salt and submit the password through bcrypt, which will then further the safety of the password. Then it checks if the user has been approved by the PI. If all checks pass, the user will be logged in. Otherwise, the login will fail and he'll be notified of this. One of the sunny day cases for this user story is to ensure a user can be entered into the system. If they enter all required information successfully, when the user hits submit, the user will be creating and receive a message notifying them that they successfully registered for the system. One of the rainy day cases for this user story is to ensure that the user will not be created if they input an invalid password. This was tested by entering a password that did not contain a capital letter. When submit was clicked, an error message was presented to the user, notifying them that they were still missing some password constraints.
Hi, so now I'm going to demo the capabilities that a student has on the VIP website. So first, let's log in. The login button is on the top right corner. When he clicks it, he will be presented this screen. So students will be using the Gmail login and using their FIU to log in. So you'll click that. I have previously entered this already, so it's already saved. Once it's done, if it's logged in successfully, he'll be presented this page. Here he could choose to fill out any information he'd like, as long as his major and school department and the college that he's in. This will be used by faculty to determine whether or not they're ready for the project that they apply to. As a student, if I'd like to apply to a project, one of the ways is if I come to the Teams page, and currently there's one project being proposed. If I click it, I can start seeing the description of the project. I can now choose to apply to the project as well, and this is the other page that it will take me to. This is some of the information that's attached to the current student, along with the project, the semester, Panther ID of the student, gender, and the college. You can now hit save and submit, and that will send the registration form over to the faculty member that runs that project. I will now demo the capabilities of faculty members on the VIP website. So once again, we will start off with the login button. Once you come here, if you already have an account and it's already been approved, you can sign in this way. Otherwise, you will click this create an account and it will prompt it with this form. If you fill out this form correctly, it will then go to PI and co-PI, and once it is approved by them, you can use that to log in. Once you've logged in as a faculty, you will have several other options that students cannot do. If you come to this tab and click Propose Project, you cannot propose a project you like. The name of our project today will be Mobile Judge. Mobile Judge is one of the components of VIP. So, we'll name the title. For the image, it's not required, but we will use this image link from here. In here, we can just add a little test description, Mobile Judge. And we'll make it a header, just to increase the size of it. We will have 2 students required for the first semester, and we'll maximum of 4. And for the degrees that were required in order to apply to this project, we will choose School of Computing and Information Science. You can choose multiple if you'd like, however, we will be choosing 1 for this example. Now when we hit submit, this will be sent to PI and co-PI's to-do list, and then it will be under approval status. If you go to the Teams page though, we will see it is not here yet. That's because the status is still pending. However, we do have one previous project which is already accepted by the co-PI and PI. We can come here and we can once again view all the data on the information. If we are the owners of this one, we can simply hit edit and we can add our own changes now. So as you can see, if I change this to a large font and I hit submit, I can now return to the Teams page, and if I view it, I will see that I have a header with the changes I just applied. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.